the last lecture, we discussed the half portion of the present poem, The Sunshine Cat by Kamala Das. We saw how the poet expresses her innermost thoughts and feelings in the present poem. We saw in the beginning that the present poem has been taken from the collection of poems that is Summer in Calcutta, published in 1965. We also went through the main theme of the present poem, that is the comparison and differentiation between lust and love, and the complaint of the poet that she did not get any kind of emotional and spiritual satisfaction from her husband. It also shows how her married life is full of frustration and loneliness. We went through each line of the poem, right? Later on, we
Yes.
started discussion of each and every poem, each and every word from the poem. We completed the discussion of the present three first lines, and we saw that how she is frustrated in her relationship with her husband. In the previous poem, My Grandmother's House, she recalls the memories of her grandmother. Over here, she expresses the feeling of loneliness, frustration over here. And in the first opening of the present poem, the poet complains that her married life was full of frustration. We saw how her husband was interested only in sex with her, and she complains that she did not get any kind of emotional or spiritual attachment from her husband. And as a human being, she wanted the emotional attachment also. And when she did not get that thing from her husband, she tried to search emotional attachment out of the house. So it indicates that she must have, and actually she admits that she had many kind of sexual relationship with many other people, but she again becomes frustrated that other men are also interested in her body only and not with her emotions. So she calls herself as a victim, a bully, a victim of the male dominated society. And she blames the whole male community that the male community are interested only in the body of a woman and not in the heart of a woman, right? So let's continue our discussion with the remaining poem. Let's begin. And the band of cynics she turned on, clinging to their chests where new hair sprouted like great winged moths, luring her face into their smells and their young lusts to forget, oh, to forget. And they said, each of them I do not love, I cannot love, it is not in my nature to love, but I can be kind to you. The poet in the present lines again highlights the treatment given by her husband and other men, right? And she tells us that she suffered physically as well as mentally at the hands of her husband, who neither loved nor used her. So she did not get any kind of love from her husband, that she is telling us. She loved him, but her love was not reciprocate. Reciprocate means two-sided. Okay. The love process between husband and wife was one-sided only. So reciprocate means two-sided. She complains that she did not get any kind of love, attachment, care, right? All these things returned from her husband. She offered love, she offered emotional attachment to her husband, but in return she got nothing. So she was suspected of having affairs with other men by her selfish and cowardly husband. Right. So right from the beginning, her husband was doubtful about the poet regarding her extramarital affairs, and she feels she admits that at that time she had no such kind of relationship. Right. We
Okay.
can guess that Kamla Das did not have such kind of relationship right from her married life. So in the beginning of her married life, she was faithful to her husband. We can say that with confidence. But after
Yes.
some days, after some months, after some years, when she was frustrated, and then she put her foot out of the house in search of emotional
Yes.
attachment.
Yes.
Her husband, right from the beginning of their married life, he was doubtful that the poet might have extramarital affairs. So it is what you say injustice on the part of the poet, and that's why she calls her husband as selfish and cowardly husband. Selfish, and her husband was just interested to have what you say sex only, right? So she
Yes.
calls and she attacks her husband by calling selfish and cowardly. Coward means scaredly, right? And the
Yes.
men she approached for genuine love, she also attacks on the other people from whom she expected love and care. But she indirectly tells us that she was again frustrated. And she tells us that the men she approached for genuine love turned out to be cynics. Here, cynics means selfish again, having no faith in the goodness of human nature. So other men are just like her husband. So she finds no difference between her husband and other men. The same experience she had. So other men were in no way different from her selfish and lustful husband. Here, lustful means vasana asnara, like having desire for sex only. That is lustful. The men she chose for getting genuine love were cynical, again selfish, having no trust in the basic goodness of human nature. Right. Again, the poet offered her body to other men like her husband, and what she expected? She expected just simple things, just like genuine love, attachment, right? Emotional bonding, and simple things are denied by the other men. And she tells us that having no trust in the basic goodness of human nature, right? So she clung to their chest. Here, clung means hug, hugging. The poet boldly accepts that she clung to their chests. Here, there means other men. The poet tells us that she hugged other people's chest, overgrown with new hair, and most of them have having chest hair. See, we can see how bold and free Kamla Das is regarding sex and all those things. Chest overgrown with new hair like great winged moths, and buried her face into the smells of their skins. So, buried her face into the smells. Great winged moths, great wing means in circular shape. The chest hair are in circular shape, and she buried her face, and she put her face into the chest hair of the other people and got smells of their skins. Means she had sex with other people, but this relationship turned out to be frustration, right? So she submitted herself to young greed to forget the longing for real love. She accepts that she had extramarital affairs with young people also. Young greed. Again, here greed means lust. Greed means lust, lobhi. Here lust or let's say desire for sex. To forget. She gives us a reason also to forget the longing for real love. And she boldly says that her longing was just real love, but that was denied by each and every man. But like her husband, the other people also proved selfish and cruel like her husband. So how she uses harsh words, selfish and cruel like her husband, for they could offer her nothing but lust. So again, the same thing is there that each and every person, each and every man in her life was interested in her body only, right? So each of them ignored her simple demand, simple expectation of real love. She frankly admitted that it was not in her nature to love anybody, and she feels that because of this frustration, because of this loneliness, her total nature was changed. She found that her nature is changed and it was not in her nature to love anybody now. Being frigid, she has lost all her relevance as a woman in their eyes, right? So she has lost her womanhood. तिचा जो स्त्रीपणा आहे तो सुद्धा हरवलेला आहे. Means the womanish feelings in her heart are no more. They are dead, right? So maximum they could be kind and helpful to her in case of any emergency. She feels that if there is a problem in her life, who is there to care her? Who is there to take care of the poet? And the answer is nobody, right?
Yes.
So if you move further, they let her slide from pegs of sanity into a bed made soft with tears, and she lay there weeping, for sleep had lost its use. I shall build walls with tears, she said, walls to shut me in. See, more and more frustration is there. More and more frustration is there. So in these lines, the poet becomes totally fed up with her marital as well as extramarital relationship in her life. कंटाळलेली आहे, fed up. She was shocked to learn that all her lovers had neither love nor lust, but only lip sympathy for her. Lip sympathy means fake sympathy, bogus sympathy. So, all her lovers, including her husband, they made a drama that they are attached to the poet emotionally. But as a woman, the poet can guess that their feelings are not authentic, not original, but fake. Right? So she calls them lip sympathy, means bogus sympathy. Right? And what she tells further, the female persona was totally disillusioned, frustrated by her husband as well as her other lovers. None bothered to satisfy her emotional cum spiritual needs. Right? So again, there is a repetition of all those things: spiritual love, emotional love, frustration, disillusionment, loneliness. All these things come again and again. Reoccurrence is there. After being released from their clutches, yet clutches, she does not use the word hugs, right? Clutches. Generally, wild animals have clutches, right? The रानटी जनावरे असतात जसं वाघ, सिंह, लांडी, कुत्रे यांना काय असते? क्लच असतात, राईट? यू नो क्लचर, मी केसांना क्लचर लावतात, राईट? लाईक दॅट. So clutch and
Hmm.
hug are right. Clutch means some kind of ओरबाडून घेणे, like that, right? So after being released from their clutches, so the word clutches has no tenderness, no softness of emotions, right? She left for the room to relax on her soft bed. So release from their clutches means after having sex, right? And what happens after having sex? She is left for the room to relax on her soft bed. And at that time, she feels most loneliness. त्यावेळेला सगळ्यात जास्त एकाकीपणा वाटतो. Because the man with whom she shared sex left her immediately, right? And on the bed, she is now alone. And she started shedding tears. She starts crying, right? Due to the cynical and hostile attitude of her lustful lovers. Cynical means emotionalness, hostile means ignoring, right? So she starts crying that all these men are interested to have sex only and not to share emotions with her, like that. So she starts crying lonely on the soft bed, right? So she feared that she would go mad. See the intensity of her mental situation. She feels that this loneliness, this cry, this disillusionment would make her cry, make her mad one day. So, in this tense state of mind, so she's what you say, disturbed mind. She had built walls of tears, walls of tears. See how magical use of the words, wall of tears around her. So crying, and continuous crying is there. And she has restricted herself between the four walls, and these four walls are made of tears. And in the foundation of these walls, she is alone and alone. Nobody is there. So again, loneliness is there. She had built walls of tears around her and enclosed herself, and she has, yes, locked herself within their boundaries. Being self-lost and dejected means frustrated, she had concisely alienated here means lonely, herself from the mainstream of life. And she has cut herself off from the main society. She has no, what you say, she has no trust in any kind of relationship. She is alienated. She fears to be mad. She again cries again and again. She is having, what you say, no relaxed situation in her life, right? So we can say that she is totally cut off from the rest of the world. She is lost in the world of tears. She has lost in the world of loneliness. She has lost in the world of frustration, right? And she further comments, we can guess that frustration in love is always disastrous, and she's feeling all these things, and she indicates how painful it is to experience such kind of frustration in love. It disturbs a dejected lover mentally and creates vacuum in her life. Vacuum. Vacuum means what you say, hollowness. पोकळी म्हणतो आपण त्याला. तिच्या आयुष्यामध्ये काय निर्माण झाली तर पोकळी निर्माण झाली. No person is there in her life to fill up this vacuum. Right here, vacuum here means loneliness, right? Aloneness. So she is alienated from the mainstream. She is alienated from each and every relationship in her life. She is disturbed, right? So she mentally is alienated. She feels loneliness. That's why she uses the word vacuum. The poet shows, as we know, that in marital and extramarital relationship gave her the same experience, and they gave a disastrous impact on her life. She loses all her balance of mind and undergoes intense emotional and intellectual suffering. So it is very painful to live life lonely, right? She feels loneliness so intensely that she feels nobody with whom she can express her emotions. She can express, or let's say share, her mind. Nobody is there, not even her husband. She tried many other men, but they gave her the same experience. So she is frustrated, right? She loses all her balance of mind. She feels that one day she will go mad, and she opts for a life of isolation. And she adopted, she accepted her life of isolation now, and loses all interest in her life. She feels that nobody in the world now can understand her. Nobody in the world can solve her problem. She tried her level best to search the what to say emotional attachment out of the house, but she got the same experience like her husband. And now she confidently feels that nobody can support her, nobody can love her, right? Nobody can destroy loneliness, the darkness of loneliness from her life, and she accepts that she is going to be alone there, right? So she accepts the life of isolation, life of loneliness, and she feels that she loses all interest in life. So it is an autobiographical passage which has a direct bearing on the life of Kamala Das. She presents the vivid picture. Here, vivid means actual picture of her frustrated life. We can guess, we can imagine what kind of emotional uh, drama must be there in the mind of the poet, right? So if we go further, her husband shut her in every morning, locked her in a room of books with a streak of sunshine lying near the door like a yellow cat to keep her company. But soon winter came, and one day, while locking her in, she noticed that the cat of sunshine was only a line, a half thin line, and in the evening, when he returned to take her out, she was a cold and half dead woman, now of no use at all to men. See, we can imagine what kind of injustice has been imposed on Kamala Das by her cruel husband, right? In these lines, the life of female persona is all destabilized due to her frustrations and disillusionment in love. She complains that she was locked, she was shocked to learn that she had no relevance as a woman, having any dignified identity. She feels that she has no self identity, she has no self respect, right? Even animals have better life than her life, right? So she was shocked to concentrate on her life. She had finally realized that all her self-styled loves were cynics, having no love for her. So again, frustration, and frustration we find in each and every line of the present poem. And she tells us how her husband treated her, how her husband was a cruel guy. Her husband locked her up in the morning in a room full of books. So when a woman marries, right, what is her expectation that her husband should take care of her, right? So in the beginning of the married life, Kamala Das had no extramarital affairs, as she speaks in the previous lines, right? But at that time, her husband had a doubt over her character. Her husband had a misunderstanding that she must have extramarital affair. But at that time, she was innocent, right? She was loyal. At that time, her husband used to lock her up in the morning. See, in the morning, in a room full of books. She is so she is just a prisoner in a married life. So a streak of sunlight. Here, streak means a flow. A flow of sunlight penetrated. Penetrated means enter into the room, and it lay there near the door. Looked like a yellow cat, meant to be her constant company. And as she was locked in the room, who was her companion? Just the sunlight. Just the sunlight. And she can find yellow cat in that sunlight. Right? So what kind of mental situation the poetess might have suffered in the very beginning of the relationship with her husband? So all her expectations, right? All her desires, being a newly married woman, were mercilessly murdered by the husband, right? And we can say that this is the main reason, that's why the poet went out of the house for extramarital affairs. If she had received love and care from her husband, then there would have no need to go into the arms of other men. That's it. So we can justify the behavior of the poet also, and we cannot call her disloyal, unfaithful, right? And she decided to be disloyal, unfaithful because of the cynical, because of the nonsense behavior of her husband. That's it. So, but soon the winter season set in. One day, while her husband was locking her in the room, he visualized the streak of light seemed like a cat reduced to a very hair thin line. So her companion, the sunlight flow, was closed down by her husband. Right? So see the cruelty. See the cruelty. So that sunlight, the flow of the sunlight might be called as a hope in the mind of the poet. And she feels that after some days, the ray of that hope that was also denied to her by her husband. So what kind of cruelty she must have experienced, right? So by the time he returned, so she is locked in the morning, and when her husband used to come in the evening, what happened? He returned home in the evening to take his wife out of confinement. Yes, confinement, that locked room. So just like an animal, she is treated. He discovered that she was cold and on the verge of death. Cold. Cold here means emotionless, right? What kind of a person would be if that person is locked for an entire day in a small room, isn't it? So emotionally or mentally, she is dead, right? She was cold and on the verge of death. So just like a death-like situation is there, right? So she had lost her youthful appearance. So because of that tension in her heart, tension in her mind, the poet has lost her youth, lost her beauty, freshness, and fascination. Here means attraction. So her husband killed her youthful appearance, freshness, and fascination, and he systematically killed her mental health also. Right. Moreover, she had lost the very urge, here urge means desire, to participate in the sexual act. So she had no desire to have sex with such kind of a selfish husband, right? So whenever that husband wanted sex, he just touched her body. And other times, she just used to kick her emotions. When he asked to participate in the sexual act due to the non-stop suffering and humiliation, here humiliation means insult, which he had undergone at the hands of her cynical husband. Finally, she had become useless as an object of sexual exploitation. And after some days, after some months, her husband is fed up to have sex with her, right? So she is nothing but a sex doll for her husband and not a wife, not a companion, not a married partner, right? So just a sex doll. So life of isolation, life and humiliation always ends in premature destruction and death. So the poet feels suffocated. She feels suffocated. तिचा श्वास गुदमरतोय. In the life of confinement, बंदिस्त, and lost her balance of mind. So for the entire day, she has to lock up in the room, and in the evening, when her husband comes over there, she has to share her body with such kind of selfish husband, right? So, uh, right from the day, right from the evening, right in the night, she had such kind of humiliation, right? So she lost her balance of mind. So it compelled her, it forced her to snap all her ties with the external world. So she has no any kind of external relationship out of the world. She was totally dehumanized, अमानवीय, and lost her relevance as a woman. She has lost her womanish feelings, and now she is unfit for sexual purposes. So all types of lustful relationship, marital and extramarital, share a common tragic fate. So mentally she is dead. We can say that. So such kind of what to say, mental and physical torture is unbearable, right? Unbearable, and we are surprised that what kind of heart, what kind of tolerance the poet might have to bear such kind of behavior from such kind of an husband, right? So here we can say that the present poem expresses the frustration of being a newly married woman, frustration of being having extramarital affairs, right? So, very tense situation poet shares with us. She is on the verge of madness. She is on the verge of madness. So we can guess who is responsible for situation or her tragedy is her husband and husband only, right? So in her life,
Yes.
except her grandmother, nobody supported her, nobody cared her, nobody loved her. That's why calls her life nothing but a tragic story, nothing but a tale of frustration, a tale of loneliness, and what not. So we as a reader do have a great sympathy for the poet, right? And we are angry with her husband and other her love partners, right? So this kind of life is very disastrous and what you say inhuman. So with this, we come to the end, the discussion of the poem, The Sunshine Cat. Any problem regarding the